Hello, Chaz in Omaha here. In an effort to develop a fun, fresh, and somewhat new experience with EverQuest Legends, Game Jawn has been gradually revamping classic zones, starting with early level dungeons. The latest round of revamps featured a fan favorite in Crushbone. This dungeon is located just off Greater Fadark on the Fadewer continent, near where the Wood Elf and High Elf races both start. Today, we're going to review our experience in the revamped Crushbone, as we leveled there on our Struggle Bus Bows and Pet Ranger Mage Shaman Frog from about 12 to 16. The Crushbone dungeon is meant for characters between the levels of 4 to 20, give or take. It starts with an open area filled with pawns and centurions around the levels of 1 to 6. If you go straight, slightly right, and up from the start, you'll end up on a raised plateau with several groups of level 4 to 10 enemies. If you instead go left from the entrance, over the bridge and up the ramp, the levels will increase slightly between 8 to 14 the further you get from the start until that path wraps around to the backside of the castle. If you then continue wrapping around or instead go to the right from the start, you'll find yourself in front of the castle. This area has a broad mix of enemy levels ranging from 8 to 20, depending on exact location and if they are named or not. Finally, you can head inside the castle. The entryway has a brief stint of level 8 to 12 mobs, but then quickly becomes level 12 to 20 mobs, with both Emperor Crush and Ambassador Divin being in the castle tower at levels 18 to 20 respectively. With how powerful EQ Legend characters are, and the inconsistent enemy level distribution, I would recommend leaving here around level 15 or 16 and heading to either Befallen, as around that level you can start getting access to the really good gear, or Najina, which starts out right around level 15. What I liked about the revamped Crushbone, many areas that needed it gained new mob groups. Outside the Slaver House had at least one more group of 3, and the plateau in the center of the zone had many new groups of all very similar level. There were quite a few named mobs that dropped powerful gear in close proximity to each other, particularly on the east side of the castle, which has Marrowbane, a mage, right in front of the eastern bridge, Chokehold, a rogue, just north of Marrowbane against the castle wall, Bloodgurgler, an enchanter over the wall northeast of Marrowbane, and the Prophet, a shaman just past Bloodgurgler in the same area. A few of the non-name mobs dropped strong new gear also. Oracles dropped a fetish item that is a caster-type shield. Slavers dropped very high AC boots that look like they'll be very difficult to replace. There were also invisible Royal Guard mobs. At first I thought these guys were bugged out and were warping to me due to aggro issues. However, I eventually realized I had kept aggroing one in the same spot. And since I had it, I tried See Invis. Lo and behold, the Royal Guards are scattered around and inside the castle, invisible. There's itemization that fills holes left by Befallen and Blackborough pretty well. Of particular note is the Rogue Backstab Damage Dagger, and then there's also the previously mentioned Caster Shield, which I actually ended up using as I was focused on trying to use bow as my primary weapon. Also, all of the named, save Lord Darish on the throne, seemed to be 100% spawn rate. There was really only one thing I didn't like about the Crushbone revamp, which is unfortunate because it was what I felt was the main problem originally with Crushbone. The level spread and consistency still felt a little out of whack in various places. The guards outside the zone are level 10, but there are level 1 to 4 orc pawns at the start of the dungeon. Level 18 to 20 named mixed in with level 10 to 14 mobs, the Prophet, the Enchanter Guy, Bloodgurgler, and the Mage across the bridge. The castle goes right from level 10 to 12 to a room with multiple much higher level mobs all of a sudden. Here are some of the noteworthy items I found while leveling through Crushbone. Number 1. Slave Trammels from Slaver Mobs. 20 AC boots at this level? Wow, that is going to be pretty difficult to replace. Number 2. Damage Shield Clicky Chest from Bloodgurgler. Mana Freeze 6-point damage shield isn't too bad. Number 3. High Backstab Damage Dagger, also from Bloodgurgler. It's nice to see a rogue-centric weapon added. It'll still get replaced rather easily if you head over to Befallen and farm Corvin for just a bit though. Number 4. There's a decent bow from the Warlord. This bow is okay if you don't want to craft. If you use 50 or so platinum though, you can craft one that's slightly better. Number 5. There's a decent helm from Emperor Crush. I'm glad they kept a reason to get loot from Emperor, with the damage shield chest being added, which kind of replaces his original drop, a Dwarven Ring Mail Tunic. You'll probably wear this until you get the SSB in Lower Gook or a planar item. Number 6. The Priest and Caster's Shield from Oracle Mobs. It might not get a lot of use, but for those people playing support builds, it's a nice nod. I ended up wearing it myself on Frog character as I was auto-shooting with bow rather than meleeing. This about sums up my experience with the revamped Crushbone dungeon. How does it sound and look to you? If you have any other noteworthy things to add, please add a comment down below. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you again next time. So let's see, he's level 17, and the Oracle's 15. I think we want to kill the Oracle first. Pew pew! Quit interrupting me, broski! Ooh, 83 bow shot, hell yeah. Yeah, we could see him. See, look. Yeah, I think at 16 we're gonna be done with Crushbone, guys.